Okay, when we left off, we had just got through doing the initial table load of the balls, and I was looking at my video and I noticed that it looked kind of jerky. Now, that wasn't the way it happened in real life. I don't know if it's something I have set wrong on my video recorder or if it's just too fast for my software itself to record. But I ended up putting an artificial delay in it. Let me rerun this real fast. That way you can see that it is smooth. It just apparently was just too fast for the video. So I slowed it down. And what I did was I put a little weight subroutine in, which I got offline. Anyways, we dim SW as a new stopwatch. We start the stopwatch, and then we have a do while loop. And basically, we check the milliseconds that passed. And if it's good, the loop ends. If it's not good, it keeps on looping. And in the loop itself, we have this application to do events. And that way we're not tying up and basically not accepting any inputs for closing jobs or anything else. And then when the loop's done, it says stop. Now you notice up here on one of the variables too, the thing is the interval, which is in milliseconds. So when I went up here to the table load, I said wait 80 milliseconds before it would do the next ball. And I also went ahead and put it up here in the start round. After it did the first initial drawing of the board, it waited 1,000 milliseconds, which is 1 second, and that way the form would have time to finish processing. Even though I did put the start round or start game in the form shown, which is supposed to happen as soon as the form gets displayed. But this just added an extra second. And like I said, if you see right here again, it shows the form a second later. It starts this, and these are 80 milliseconds apart. I'm going to leave that in there for the rest of the project sections. It may take it out. You may want to leave it in. But like I said, it went across fine on my system here. It just didn't record very well. Anyways, getting back to where we're at. The next step is to, let me pull that back up again. The next step is we got to be able to select these balls by clicking them with the mouse. Now you can see I have up here my X and Y coordinates. Now we could go through and since we already have the location per se, we can figure out, the area that ball right there would be located in, that one being located in. And when you click it, see if this XY coordinate of the mouse click falls in intact. But it would be much easier if we would just draw a little box right here and say if you click the box. Well, there's a very simple box we can use. It's called labels. We can just put a label there, and if you click the label, then you click the ball. And of course, we're going to want that in a controller way, array of controls. So let's go ahead and dim. This is called ball box. And we need 22 of them as label. Now we need to make another subroutine down here. And let's put it kind of low. Private sub. Create ball boxes. There we go again. I'm going to have to turn off my touchpad again. I equals 0 to 22. Equal a new label. Now we're going to add that label to our controls array. Oops. All right, now we need to start setting the parameters of it. So we need the back color. And we want to make that transparent. We also need the location. Oops. And that's going to be equal to a new point. And of course it's going to be, right now we're going to initially set it to the location of the ball. So that's X. And excuse me. And then we're going to need the border style. So let's see. Initially I'm going to put we really don't want a border style. We want it to be blank. But right now we're going to set it to a fixed single, just so we can see them. And set the width. And our balls are 116 wide. And the height is 116, not counting the little shadow we don't care about. And this is real important right here, is the tag. And this is how we'll know which ball box was pushed. Up. Let me go ahead and click down here. We need to create another sub, so we'll come back to that private sub. And I'm sorry, we're going to call this select, or box selected. It's just called box selected. That's good enough for now. The reason I need to do that, because we're going to add a handler for the ball box. And then for the click event. There we go. So now, as we go through this loop, we're going to add every single ball box, 23 of them. And let's just go ahead and let's see. And right now we have nothing in the box select. Basically, when we click the label, the box, that's what they're for. But let's go up here to the form load. And we have to do this after the P table, because that's where we get our parameters from. So we can't run it before the P table because we won't have the location stored in there. So let's just give it a shot and see what happens. You can kind of see them there, especially when the balls pop up. You can see the balls. Okay, what I see here though is that one's on top of the other one. So let's change that. Let's go back down here. We need to change the order that they were created. So let's change this 22 to 0, step -1. And there you go. You can see they're overlapping each one, but that one's, it's just a little bit off. So let's just add 5. So we'll just say +5 pixels and +5 pixels. Okay, that looks pretty good all around it. So now when we click them, now there is an overlap here, but if this ball's here, we won't be selecting that ball anyways. So that's the next thing we want to do. We want to eliminate the possibility. The only ones we won't be able to select would be the ones that are available. Here, 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 here. We don't want to be able to pick any of these. But just to show it works, I tell you what, let's go down here to the ball selected. We'll use our label up there. It's up. I got to add something to our ball selected. We need to put our parameters in. So we need sender as object and E as system dot event args. There we go. Now let's say sender dot tag. Let's run it again. If I click this one up there, up, something's wrong. Up, that's why I put everything was 1. Should be I. Let's try this again. Okay, that should be 0. That should be 1. That should be 7, 8. Yeah, see. So this is how we know which box was clicked. But like I said earlier, we don't want to be able to pick any box. We only want to pick the boxes for the balls that are on the outside, not one of the ones that are covered up. So that's what we're going to do next. And let me pull the picture. The only way we're going to be able to do that is we'll have to put somewhere what balls cover up what. So like right now on the one ball, table location 1, if there's a ball in 3 or 4, I can't click 1. On location 3, if there's 1 in front of if 8 is there, I can't pick it. Or if the 13 there, I can't pick it. So that's why we can go back up here to our structure. And we can add some more to it. So we'll say public, and I'll just call it what, block 1 as integer, public block 2 as integer, And then we're going to have to load that information in. And we might as well go here and put it in the P table. Alright, so we need P table. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this for all the balls. We got a total of 23 balls. So okay, so we got all the balls initially set. Now we'll just use our picture back and forth. Ball 1 is blocked by 3 and 4. So we change it 3, 4. Ball 2 is blocked by 6 and 7. Three is blocked by 13 and 8. Seventeen by nothing and 21. 18 by 21 and nothing. 19 by nothing and 22. I'm pretty sure that's 22 and nothing. Yep. And 21 and 22. 21, 22, and 0 have nothing. So that should be it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just double check everything. Okay, now that we got all the blocking balls set, all the balls are going to be in the way, we need to come down and create another subroutine. Let's call this enable boxes. Okay, for I equal, whoops, where's my I? 0 to 22. Okay, let's just pull my picture up here for a second. Okay, basically what we want to do is determine, we're going to set all the boxes visible. Okay, if a ball isn't there, we're going to take it out, because without a ball there, we don't need a box to click. Okay, so let's assume this one's gone. Okay, so now is our ball there? If it is, then we might need a box. So we preset everything visible. So then we check. If the ball isn't there, then get rid of the box. But it is there. Yeah. Then you check, oh, is there a ball next to it here? If there isn't, then that's nothing. If there is there a ball next to it here, by going by what we put in our thing. So it checks here is, well, there's supposed to be a ball there, but is there actually a ball there? If it isn't there, then we can leave this good. If there is a ball there, then make that invisible. I'm not explaining it real well, but you will see. So to start with, we make all the boxes visible. Okay, we made all the boxes visible to start with. Now we need to start checking, should they be there? Okay, like I said, to start with, if there is a ball there, if there isn't a ball there, it shouldn't need to be visible. So if p table ball num, if it's equal to 0, meaning there's no ball there, then okay, the next thing is, if there is a ball there, check the ball in front of it. We have two balls to check. So if p table block 1, if let's put a parentheses around this. In other words, if there is no ball at that table, if there is a ball location, if there is a ball location that could be covering it, and is there a ball there? Okay, is there a ball that can block it? So we look at block 1, is there a ball that could possibly be there? If it's 0, like on the 8 ball or on the rack ball, there's nothing that can block it. So, but if it's a 0, that means there's nothing that can block it on that side. But if there is something that can block it on that side, check to see if it's actually there. So p table dot with p table let me go over this. I had to think about myself. Okay, right here is, we check to see, is there a ball in, is there a ball that can block it? And that's the numbers we put up here. And like I said, in the rack ball, there is no number. Okay, but in ball 19, it could be one side it can be blocked and one side it can't. So that's what we're checking out here. Can it be blocked? So we're looking on one side. First of all, look, is there a ball there? On this side, we're looking, is there a ball on that side can block it? If there's a number, if it's not equal to 0, then there's a ball that can block it. And then we need to take this ball number here put it right here in the P table. So on P table, this ball, is there a ball number there? If it's equal to 0, there's no ball there. If it's not equal to 0, there is a ball there. So therefore, we need to make it invisible or visible. Now we're going to copy this and paste it, and we're going to change this to block 2. Oops, change that one over here to block 2. Now let's go ahead and run this. We got to put enable boxes. Anytime. Let me just put it on the start with. Anytime that we change the screen by changing the balls, we need to run this. So oops. Let's put it on the initial table load for now. I tell you what, we really only need it right here, but I'm going to put it up here. In fact, let's see if we can do this better on our, kind of hard to see right there. Let's change this so we can okay, it seems to work. So I'm going to leave that fixed 3D. And we get rid of these here. Okay, we deal the balls out. We need to enable boxes. In the future, when we start selecting balls and they disappear, then it needs to change. And when we throw a rack ball onto the table because we couldn't find a spot, then it needs to change. So now when we run it, we should only end up with just, at the very end when it's done, we'll end up, all these will disappear. We'll just end it here, here, and here. Okay, let's take my delay out. I think I'm going to go ahead and write another subroutine called disable boxes. initial. There we go.